Shri A. Sampath.
Sir.
In brief.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Sir, I welcome this bill, sir. This, we need a legislation in the interest of the national security. It is high time that we enact such a law. Because, sir, since liberalization, the number of NGOs is on the rise in India. I am afraid whether it has become the livelihood of some people. It will be a disgrace to those NGOs which are functioning with very specific objective, keeping the national interest in their mind and helping the poor people and doing their best for the development of the rural economy and the rural society. But at the same time, sir, in 2009-2010 alone, it has been reported by the Home Ministry that 1,393 associations have sought registration, 388 associations sought prior permission for receiving the foreign contribution, and in 2007-2008, only 18,796 associations, they have submitted the report. This means only less than 50% of the total NGOs submit their audited accounts and their records in the proper time. So what happens to the rest? Another point. Can we say that this is the exact number of the NGOs working in this nation? No, sir. Because some of them are working under the pretext of Indian Trust Act and the Societies Registration Act of 1860. Some of them are working under the shield of cooperative societies. So, its number is much above than that has been reported by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Sir, I would like to invite your attention, through you, I would like to invite the attention of the Honorable Minister and the Government of India. Very small nations with very low per capita income, and some very small nations with very low population, they are funding to the NGOs in India. For example, Grenada, Mauritius, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein. What is the population these nations have? Liechtenstein is having expertise in making the black money into the white money. Next to Switzerland, their banks are very famous for that. What is Mauritius doing? Are our NGOs, some of the NGOs having a Mauritius connection, sir? Even in the discussion of the IPL, such voices were heard in this August House that India is having a Mauritian connection for the laundering of the black money. Sir, more than 10,000 crores of rupees are being pumped to India. Whether all this money is spent for the betterment of the poor people's lives? No, sir. More than 50% of the money is spent for the establishment purposes, administrative purposes. If you go through the list, I am quite shocked to see that the money which has been spent for the education of the poor, for organizing the orphanage, and for AIDS awareness, HIV awareness, or its prevention, the money spent is very low. But at the same time, the establishment expenditure, it means that the NGO, creating an NGO, running an NGO has become a business. It means that there is a politician-NGO nexus. My humble submission is that, sir, after making this bill passed, after this becomes a law, there should not be a politician, NGO, bureaucratic nexus. There have been some reservations from, or some criticisms have been raised from some NGOs, that we are giving unwanted, unnecessary. I am going to conclude, sir. Only 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, sir. This is a very important thing, sir. Because this money should not be spent for anti-national activities. I am afraid whether a part of the money pumped to India is being siphoned to terrorist activities. Sir, I would like to invite the attention of the Honorable Minister through you, sir. In Chile, in 1973, 1 September 11, there again, we are all aware of the September 11 because when the World Trade Center was attacked. But in 1973, a military coup happened in Chile. It was CIA sponsored. And the money came through the NGOs. I am coming from the state of Kerala. The first government of the Comrade E.M.S. Namboodiripad, there was a struggle. And that struggle was financed by CIA and USA, and the money came to Kerala. In the northeastern states, everybody knows that from foreign countries, through some NGOs, money came for arms and ammunitions, and there was some days, some years when our national integrity was in peril and threat in the northeastern states.
Please conclude.
In Jammu Kashmir also, sir.
Please
In Jammu
conclude.
Kashmir also, this thing has happened. And now we all are very much aware of the threats from the Maoists. Your Honorable Prime Minister has made it clear that this is the single largest threat that this nation faces. Whether we can assure ourselves, sir,
Please conclude.
the Maoists do not get the foreign funds through the NGOs. So, sir, before I am going to conclude, sir. I am going to conclude. Home Ministry has made it clear that 35 NGOs have been banned forever from receiving the foreign funds. The last elections we had, the 15th Lok Sabha elections, the money, it played a major part. The money was pumped to the political parties through non-political organizations.
Please conclude.
The media men also, sir. The journalists, sir, they received money. If you want to publicize yourself, if you want to have the news, then pay us. I would like to invite your attention before concluding, sir. Before concluding, I would like to invite your attention, sir. It's a very important thing, sir. The report of the Press Council of India presented in the Council meeting on April 26th of 2010, it demonstrates the gravity of the malaise of the paid news. So, while welcoming and supporting this bill, I humbly request through you, sir, we have to be very, very careful regarding the foreign funding and the utilization, because there is every possibility of the misutilization of the foreign funds, sir. Sir, before concluding, our country has prohibited dowry. In law, it is prohibited. But in news, we are hearing that as dowry, some people are giving NGOs as gifts to the bridegrooms. Such things happen. It is a shameful thing, sir. So, I am concluding, sir. I am welcoming this bill, and I appreciate that this bill, because this bill is not going to be thorough. Yes, sir. Yes, I am concluding, sir. I am supporting this bill. Thank you, sir.
Rudra Madhav Ray.
Thank you.